everyone, my name is Keri and this is video 1 in my series for Keri Runs 100 Miles. So you might be familiar with what's going on, you might not. So here's kind of my time to tell you why I'm doing this kind of crazy thing. So next year I turn 40, and I had always had this idea that I wanted to do something really just big and out there and challenging and just, I don't know, just something different than what I've done. And so I got this crazy idea from listening to a podcast called 10 Junk Miles. I've been listening to them for a couple of years, and they're just regular people who do these really cool things where they run really long and challenge themselves to do cool things. And the more I listened to them, the more I kept thinking, I could do that. And then of course the side of me would be like, no, you can't do that. And so I wanted to try. I wanted to see what would happen. I wanted to challenge myself to set a goal and do something crazy big. I keep using the tagline that I'm just an ordinary girl trying to do extraordinary things, and that's pretty accurate. That's just what it is. Because you see, I'm one of those people that I only started running about 7 years ago. And the reason I didn't run until then, so you can't tell because I'm sitting down, but I'm 5'10". And so there was always this assumption that I was this athletic person. But I wasn't. I wasn't at all. I was a musician. I was a music theater nerd and that kind of stuff. But a lot of it stemmed from the fact that when I tried to be any kind of athletic person, other people told me I couldn't do it. Whenever I was in 7th grade, I tried softball, and I played for the Genies in West Virginia, and I played one summer, and every time I ran, people would say I ran like a duck. They would quack at me, literally. Now I think that's called bullying. Back then, I don't know what you called it, but it was probably bullying. And so I stopped trying. When I was in early high school, I was in an organization called the Civil Air Patrol. It's like a junior auxiliary of the Air Force, and to get our next rank, we had to run a mile in progressively faster times. And looking back, I get it. I only ran when that test happened. But one particular time I had gone to do the running test to get my next rank that I had worked really hard for, and I didn't meet the time quota. And I remember going to a person and being just devastated, just gutted that I hadn't achieved this thing that I wanted to achieve. And this person looked at me and said, oh, well, I could walk a mile faster than that. And so I kind of just thought, running must not be my thing. I'm not athletic. I'm never gonna be. And so, I mean, that was when I was 14, 15 years old. And so it literally took me 18 years to shed that baggage of what was said to me when I was 15. And so I kind of gradually started running, did Couch to 5K, where it kind of stair steps you up, and I've done an insane amount of things that I never thought I would ever be able to do. I've run 7 half marathons, a 25K, 2 full marathons. I'm currently training for the Chicago 50K, and all things that I never ever would have thought ever in my entire life I would ever be able to do. Even my husband, we've been married for 17 years, and sometimes I look at him and he goes, and I go, do you ever think I would do this? And he's like, nope, not at all. And it's kind of funny to hear him say that, because even when we first got married, like for the first 10 years of our marriage, I wouldn't wear shorts because I was so self-conscious, because I cared so much about what other people think of me. And it's been through running and that I've kind of been able to release a lot of that, get rid of that, I give a damn, I don't know if I can say that, but I'm going to, just not caring what other people think, caring more about what I think about myself and what God thinks about me and what people who actually matter in my life think about me and not other people. And so I kind of lived in that bondage for a really long time, and it's been through running and some therapy and some prayer that I've kind of come out on the other side and realized that I don't need everyone's approval. And so I've been holding off on doing this video because I have a little bit of that still in me of what are people gonna think? Are they gonna judge me? Are they gonna think I'm doing it for the wrong reasons? Are they ... fill in the blank? And so today I just wanted to throw it out there that I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do the training. I'm gonna trust the training. I'm gonna try. And so we're gonna do this amazing, hopefully amazing, awesome journey together. There's gonna be some crappy times. There's gonna be some runs and some times when I know I'm gonna feel bad about myself, and I know I'm gonna probably word vomit up on a video and say possibly some inappropriate things, maybe some TMI things that you didn't want to know. But along the way, my goal is just to inspire you to try hard things. Maybe running's not your thing, and that's fine. I get it. The craziness is not for everyone. But you know, maybe yours is starting that business. Maybe yours is finally going to therapy and dealing with some of your issues. Maybe it's confronting someone who's hurt you. There's so many different levels of hard, and I think sometimes we shy away from because they're hard, or we don't want to hurt someone's feelings, or we're worried about what people will think of us. There's a long list of things that keep us from being the person that we want to be. And so my goal in this journey is just to show you that you can do hard things. I'm not a natural athlete. I didn't come from an athletic family. I don't have all of those things that so many people believe that they have to have in order to run a 100-miler. And so we're gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. You're gonna do it with me. So the race that I've picked to do is actually the Badger Trail Run. It's actually put on by 10 Junk Miles Racing. The reason I picked them, there's a couple reasons. Number one, it has a 36-hour cutoff. So even at my pokiest, slowest, I have plenty of time to get it done. And those of you that are gonna ask this question, I know it's gonna happen. Yes, you do it all at one time, all in a row. You don't sleep, you don't stop. It's literally straight. Crazy, I know, right? The other reason I picked it is, or one of the other reasons I picked it is because there are other distances going on at the same time. There's a half marathon, I believe a half marathon, a full marathon, a 50K, a 50-miler, a 100K, and a 100-miler. And the reason I did that is because I want this to become a team. You know, I would love for other crazy people, or sane people, you don't have to be crazy, I guess, to come on board and do this with me, to face some challenges, face those things that you think you could never do. And sometimes running is a conduit to do that. You know, if you go out there and run your first mile, you know, it might be like, oh, I thought that was really hard, but I did it. So if I can do that hard thing, maybe I can do this other hard thing too. And so that's kind of why, another reason I picked it, because I wanted to be able to bring other people along on the journey with me. And the third reason I picked it is because I just like people at 10 Junk Miles. I've never met them, but it's funny, their tagline is where you're running friends for people that don't have running friends. And I do 99% of my running by myself, mainly because I'm scared of people, and I feel slow, and I feel like I'm gonna drag them down, and it's a whole thing I'm dealing with. But only time I really run with other people is if I'm doing a race, which I don't do a lot of because I'm intimidated by other people. So another reason to do this is to stop being scared of people. And so I just like their heart and their just belief that anyone can do it. And their realness of just like, you know, we don't eat perfect, we have a beer, you know, we have fun, we enjoy it, and we want other people to experience the amazingness of just getting out there and moving and being on the trails and being in nature and just challenging yourself to do cool and hard things. So that's why I picked them, for those three reasons. So I want to show you something. So I have this little notebook. It does say glad to be rad because the 80s were awesome. So I got this mainly because it was $1 at Walmart and I like the saying. But I decided to use it as kind of my notebook. I don't know if you can see that because of the lighting. Of just my runs, how they went, you know, where they hill, rupee, all this kind of different stuff. And then In another video, I'll show you the book that I'm using for my training program. I've thought about getting a coach, but I kind of cheaped out, and I know the coaches are worth it, but I also have 3 kids and a husband who works very, very hard to support us, and I could not justify paying for a coach on top of everything else. So I'm gonna do the best I can not to die by coaching myself. But I started to write in the front of it, and my original plan was just to write, just kind of like, wasn't meant to be like empowering or impactful or kind of a manifesto or anything like that. It really was just, my hashtag is Keri runs 100 miles, hashtag struggle forward, which is a phrase that I heard on a Jessica Croissant, Sugar Strides, I forgot her podcast name, Eat Clean, Run Dirty is her podcast, that I just loved, and I really felt like it kind of spoke to my life. I ended up getting it actually as a tattoo in Vegas a few weeks ago. I don't know if you can see that. And so, like, I liked it enough, I tattooed it on my body. So I was kind of just gonna write that, and then I ended up writing something else that really did kind of turn into almost like a manifesto kind of thing. So I want to read it to you guys because it's kind of the jumping off point for this whole adventure that we're going to go on together. It says, "This book contains more than just numbers and stats. It's the story of an ordinary girl trying to do extraordinary things. It's the ups and downs, the triumphs and defeats, the wins and the losses. It is a testament of perseverance and finding herself somewhere between the miles. Each step is a lesson, one that no book, professor, or motivational speaker could ever teach. She is her own teacher. She is her own student. She has come far, but she has far to go. She's not ashamed of her past, letting go of the baggage that weighed her down no more. She is extraordinary, powerful, and ready for the challenge ahead, even if she's a little scared." So, there you go. Video 1, we're gonna do this. We have 11 months till the Badger Trail 100. So I hope you will take this journey with me. I hope it'll challenge you to do hard things, even if that hard thing's not running. And hopefully we'll do some cool things along the way. And I hope I'll see you next time. Have a great day.